Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here today. I'm excited to share a heartwarming story with you titled, Bunny and the Great Fur Cleanup. If you enjoy this video, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. Of course, if it's not your style, feel free to skip it. No hard feelings. Now, let's begin the story. Living with Bunny, my orange and white cat, is like living with a walking, purring cloud that sheds its fluff everywhere. No corner of the house is safe. My clothes? Covered. The sofa? Buried. Even my morning cup of coffee sometimes carries a suspicious little floating hair. Bunny, of course, has no shame. He struts around the house like a royal lion, his fur catching sunlight in a way that makes him look majestic, while I trail behind like a servant, lint roller in one hand and size in the other. One day, I finally decided to deal with the problem head-on. Instead of fighting an endless battle against fur on the furniture, I thought, why not attack the source? Bunny was lounging on the carpet, belly up, paws spread like he owned the world, and I came armed with my secret weapon, the vacuum cleaner. Now, to be fair, most cats would run for the hills at the sound of a vacuum. Bunny? Not so much. He tilted his head, blinked his big black eyes at me, and gave me the kind of look that said, "What now, human?" Another silly plan. The vacuum roared to life, and Bunny's ears twitched. I expected a dramatic leap, a streak of orange fur vanishing under the bed. But Bunny stayed still, watching me like I was performing stand-up comedy. Slowly, I brought the hose closer. The closer it came, the more my heart raced. Would he swat at it? Bite it? Call for reinforcements? Instead, Bunny sniffed it curiously, then gave the most anticlimactic reaction of all. He yawned. So I began. With the gentlest touch, I hovered the nozzle near his fur. The machine slurped up a cloud of loose hairs like it had just won the lottery. I couldn't help but laugh. This was genius. Bunny, on the other hand, seemed to find the whole experience oddly satisfying. He stretched, rolled onto his side, and purred like I had just given him a spa treatment. Imagine a cat who thinks a vacuum is a five-star masseuse. That was Bunny. As I worked my way around his fluffy body, I started to notice patterns. The fur on his back came off in neat tufts, almost like cotton candy. The fur on his belly was a little trickier. Every time I got close, he'd wriggle and kick his back legs dramatically, as if I were tickling him. And his tail? Oh, the tail was a battlefield. He would whip it around like a feathered sword, smacking the vacuum hose in protest. I had to laugh at myself. Here I was, locked in a serious duel with a cat's tail, armed only with a vacuum nozzle. When the operation was finally over, Bunny looked glorious. His coat gleamed under the light, smooth and neat, like he had just stepped out of a fancy grooming salon. He strutted away proudly, no doubt convinced that he had personally invented this new beauty ritual. Meanwhile, I turned to the vacuum bag, now bursting with enough fur to knit a sweater, or maybe even two. Honestly, if fashion ever makes cat fur jackets a thing, I'll have enough supply to start a whole brand. The best part, though, was Bunny's mood. For the rest of the evening, he followed me around the house, purring loudly, brushing against my legs as though to say, "That was nice, human. Let's do it again tomorrow." He even hopped onto my lap while I was watching TV, curling into a neat ball and letting out little sighs of contentment. It was clear Bunny had not only survived his encounter with the vacuum, but he had also learned to love it. And me? I had learned a valuable lesson too. Sometimes, the solutions to life's little problems are much simpler than we imagine. Instead of endlessly fighting Bunny's fluff with lint rollers and frustration, I turned the problem into a playful bonding moment. Sure, my cat may now believe he's entitled to regular spa sessions with the vacuum, but in exchange, I get a clean house and a happy, pampered feline. Of course, there's still the issue of the mysterious fur tumbleweeds that roll across the floor at night, as if Bunny secretly sheds in bulk while I'm asleep. But that's a battle for another day. For now, I'll take my victories where I can. After all, life with Bunny is never about perfection. It's about laughter, love, and just a little bit of fur on everything I own. Life with Bunny and the vacuum cleaner might seem like just a funny cat story, but it carries a meaningful lesson for modern life. Often, we spend too much energy fighting against small daily annoyances, whether it's fur on the sofa, endless notifications on our phones, or little setbacks at work. These frustrations pile up until they feel overwhelming. Yet sometimes, the best approach is not to resist, but to find a creative way to work with the situation, just as I turned Bunny's shedding into a bonding spa session. In our fast-paced world, adaptability is a powerful skill. Instead of letting problems drain us, we can reframe them into opportunities for connection, growth, or even humor. For example, rather than stressing about household chores, we can turn them into moments of mindfulness or shared activities with loved ones. At work, instead of being discouraged by repetitive tasks, we might see them as chances to practice focus and patience. Life will always shed a little fur on us, mess, inconvenience, or stress, but how we handle it defines the quality of our days. By staying flexible, playful, and open-minded, we can transform ordinary challenges into sources of joy and unexpected comfort.